Alright, now I'll go over each encounter in Dragon Soul that I have experience with. We're currently 4 of 8, 25 heroic. Working on Altraxian, got him pretty close, so hopefully we'll get him down pretty soon. And then I can update this guide once I get all the rest of the bosses down. But the other 4 are pretty simple. I gear and do my stuff a little bit differently, so I'll go over each fight. First fight, more chalk. Want to be block capped for sure, and also have a good stam pool. I run 230,000 health on that fight. The stomp can't be mitigated except by armor, so that's what you need the health for, and you're always taking double stomps because you're the tank. But the attacks after the stomp can be blocked, dodged, and parried, so you want to keep your avoidance pretty good too. What I'll do there is I will save up a holy shield, wait till he stomps, pop holy shield, then I'm taking 50% less damage because I'm block capped from his attacks. You can also use your Divine Protection, Ardent Defender, and Guardian Ancient Kings. I usually like to try to save Guardian for his Frenzy at the end when he's attacking at double speed. So I'll pop that then. But just make sure your Holy Shield is always up as much as possible when he's doing double damage to you. And make sure you're always closest to the boss so you're getting the double stomp so you don't get a DPS or a healer killed. That's a pretty easy fight. You don't do much. I run my normal spec for that. Xanaz. I run my normal spec for that. You want to be block capped. We do a strat where we use 11 bounces on the first one, 7, 7, and then it usually turns out to be about 5 towards the end. When his focus anger builds up, he is hitting you very hard. You definitely want to be block capped. Rotate your cooldowns. I use Divine Protection at the 5th bounce. Right before the Psychic Drain, about the 8th bounce, I call for Pain Suppression. And then as everyone runs away to spread out so the ball hits him at 11, I save my Guardian Ancient Kings for that. On the second stack up, once again I'll use Divine Protection for the 2nd Psychic Drain. And then when everyone spreads out, I'll usually use Ardent Defender to make sure that I don't get one shot. The 3rd stack up, I use my Divine Protection again, about the 5th bounce or so. And then I'll use a Pain Suppression from a Priest when they spread out so I don't get killed. And that way that gives me my Divine Protection, or I'm sorry, my Guardian Ancient Kings and maybe my Ardent Defender in case he enrages. We've actually got this to a point where we're beating the enrage timer now. For a while we were tanking the boss while he was enraged, and Guardian Ancient Kings and Ardent Defender have saved my life many times in that fight. So I kind of pool those for the end when he's enraged, but lately that hasn't been a problem. Yorsaj. Yorsaj is a boss where I use a different spec. I spec 2 points into Hallowed Ground. I use my Hammer Righteousness quite a bit, more than my Crusader Strike. We do a strat where the only ones we kill are a yellow or a green, which gives us a lot of black. So there's a lot of adds up. So when there's adds up, I'll use Hammer Righteous and Consecrate, actually. With 2 points in it, it still doesn't do much damage, but there's a lot of adds, so it builds up. And so the DPS don't have to worry as much about killing them. I can help as much as I can. Another thing I do on that fight is when the DPS all run to kill the slime, myself and the off tank will usually run over and kill the get the Mana Void down for them, so that when the next Mana Void spawns, the previous Mana Void is low, the DPS can turn around, nuke it really fast. We get to 20-30%, so it dies very quickly, and there's not a lot of lost DPS on the Mana Void. That's a fight where a paladin is good. You glyph Divine Protection for the 40% magic damage reduction. You still want to be block capped, and I run the Baradin Hold Trinket for the 400 resist. Lately we've been using a DK tank to soak most of the damage during the shadow phase when the healing debuff is out. They have so many self heals and magic damage reductions that They're really good for that. So he'll take 4 stacks of Void Bolt, and I'll take 2. And with my Glyph Divine Protection and my Buried and Hold Trinket, I can mitigate a lot of that damage, so the healers don't have to heal me as much, and I stay alive. Hagara, I mentioned previously, is a fight where I will use as much stam as possible. Her Focus Assault can't be mitigated in any way, except with cooldowns, and I'm not even sure that those work completely. So that's a fight where she's going to do attacks for 5 seconds, 10 attacks for roughly 40,000 each, so that's 400,000 damage in 5 seconds, and as much damage as you can get, and getting some heals in the meantime. You'll stay alive without a whole lot of trouble. Usually I'll use Divine Protection for one. I'll just rotate my cooldowns appropriately. There's a fight where Holy Shield does nothing for you since you can't block that. The rest of the damage in the fight is negligible on the tank. Just the Focus Assaults is the only thing. And if I run out of cooldowns, our off tank will use a ranged taunt. He'll taunt Heroic Leap away, and then when she gets just almost to him, I'll taunt back, so the boss spends that 5 seconds just running back and forth and doesn't hit anybody, which is another form of a cooldown. When you're in the ice phase, you get the Frostflake debuff, run in the middle, use your Hand of Freedom. It clears your debuff, and then you can run out without getting hit by an ice wall. Saves the healers from having to do anything to you. You shouldn't take any damage. You might take 1 tick of or 2 ticks of the water bubble drowning debuff when you run in, but you won't need any heals, so you should be pretty self-sufficient. And just run around the circle, try to kill the pillars if you can, but you're not going to do much to them. Just stay alive is the main name of that game. Ultraxian, use your Guardian Ancient Kings to survive the Hour of Twilight when it's your turn. Like I said, you can pretty much keep Holy Shield up all the time. That's why I macro to Crusader Strike. There's only 1 target to hit, so I'm always using Crusader Strike. Watch your Fading Light debuffs. Hit your button. Stupid easy fight. DPS race. Damage in the tank is quite high. The boss hits really hard, so it's a...
Is Sludge Spew the thing that the claws...
Okay, next fight up is Blackhorn. Haven't attempted this one on Heroic yet. Normal is really simple. Basically what you're going to do is there's going to be 2 adds that drop down. One deals a shadow debuff, the other one does a physical bleed. What we do is I'll tank the first set. I'll take the shadow guy, for example, and the off tank will take the physical damage debuff guy. And then we just switch. When the next set of adds drop, I'll take the physical guy and he'll take the shadow guy. And that way the debuff just doesn't stack out of hand. You'll have 2 debuffs on you, but it's better than 1 stacked really high. At the end, the boss comes down. I put him kind of towards the middle of the room. That way, when he does his shockwave, everyone's got an equal chance to get out of it. And he'll put a Sunder Armor on you, which hurts quite bad. And he also gets a Stacking Vengeance buff, so he does more damage as the fight goes on. So you get about 3 stacks of Sunder Armor, and you want a tank switch. Other than that, it's a pretty simple fight for a tank. Spine. What I do on that fight is I tank the Amalgamations, and I have another tank tanking the little slimes, bloods. Basically, get the guy, drag him around, pick up the dead bloods, get him to 9, put him by the armor plate, kill him, run away, DPS to the tendon, no big deal. Madness. It's another fight where I'm gonna stack Stam on. Like I said, I don't think anything in there that hits you hard enough that not blocking is gonna matter, and most of the stuff can't be blocked. The corrupted tentacles, I don't think their attacks can be blocked. The guys at the end, the Amalgamations there, they stack a tetanus shadow damage debuff on you, which can't be avoided. So once again, the Stam's going to help you with that. Tank the tentacle, switch off when you get Impale, use a cooldown for Impale, get the when he does the bloods, gather them up. I usually like to just stand with the raid. That way they don't have to move very much to turn around and DPS them. We do the strat where we kill green, red, yellow, then blue. That way the DPS has to deal with the little corrupted tentacles twice, but they only have to deal with one elementium bolt that's going to hit. So kind of saves on healers and mana and sort of thing. But like I said, that fight, get a bunch of stam, because there's not much you can block and mitigate. Well, that's pretty much it for my Prot Paladin guide. If you have any questions, feel free to message me in game, send me a private message on the forums, anything like that. If there's anything I haven't covered or missed, let me know. Thank you for listening.